Anyway, there have been calls for Just Stop Oil to be designated a terror group. Could we see some posh kids getting renditioned to Guantanamo Bay for chucking soup at paintings, Nick?
Let's hope so. Yeah, Just Stop Oil should be a prescribed terror group like Islamic State and National Action, says MP. This is former Minister Gareth Johnson. And it says that there are 78 terrorist organisations prescribed under the Terrorism Act 2000. They include Islamic State, Al-Qaeda, IRA, so on. And I've been saying this for ages. They are terrorists. We imagine they're not because they've been to art school and they're called Phoebe. But they are. They risk people's lives. They stop people getting to hospital and so on.
Not quite the same as ISIS, though.
There's obviously a question of scale. It's obviously a different scale. But are they different in essence? They threaten the country. They say, if you don't acquiesce to our demands, we'll do this and it'll get worse and worse. Who knows how far they'll go. Now, why is that not a terrorist? It's just that it's a rubbish middle-class one. But it still is. So I totally agree with this.
Well, I think I disagree in that this is a very good article, actually, in the Telegraph, because it lays out the definition of terrorism according to the Terrorism Act of 2000, and it says what they do. And admittedly, there are definitely some things in there that they have done. This Just Stop Oil, like serious damage to property. I mean, you could argue whether it's serious or not, but certainly they're doing damage to property, endanger a person's life. That is true in terms of and even some people.
Well, a police officer crashed.
Well, exactly, and I believe some people in ambulance and stuff. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a fan of these guys by any means, but I just think it's a very slippery slope when we start prescribing organisations that we disagree with. I don't believe it's terrorism. It was the same MP here said it was. These people are not protesters, they're criminals. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I just don't think they're terrorists, because the one thing here involves serious violence against a person. Now, that is how terrorism has been defined here, and they haven't fit that particular remit. They fit some of the other stuff, but I think it's a dangerous thing when we start going, I disagree with them and make them terrorists. I think they should be arrested. I think they should go to jail in some cases, but I don't think they're terrorists.
Can we beat them with sticks?
You can.
One reason I want them to be taken more seriously is that we can all sense the establishment is sympathetic to these people, and that's why they're not tackled properly. True. That's what I believe, because they're not tackled properly.
The establishment is probably related to these people.
You try and do a anti-lockdown protest, for example, versus a Just Stop Oil protest, and the difference is enormous. Instead of getting beaten to the ground, it's like, oh, do you want a water? Are you okay?
I don't remember the lockdown people getting knocked to the...
Oh, they were. Yeah, they knocked to the ground.
Old women being trampled.
In Holland, it was disgusting, but in this country it happened, and in Holland
Trafalgar
it was like...
Square, there's a woman, there's video of a woman being pushed to the ground by riot police, and she's like 65 years old, just a little old lady with a placard.
And in Europe, like in Holland, it was like release the dogs. It was like German shepherds attacking them. Horrific stuff. So the establishment is sympathetic, so they don't know what to do, but they have to treat them, if not as terrorists, then certainly as criminals. Yeah, absolutely.